There you go. It looks like we may finally be back. We appreciate those that have stuck around. We're going to take the YouTube feed and move it over to Facebook so folks can keep an eye on that. It is 1-1. Kenzie Lyles' RBI base hit in the bottom of the first. We do apologize, and we do know that it was chaotic on there. But we're back up and going now. For how long? I don't know. But as I told you, the Starlink is a-coming. That one fouled back as well. We'll catch up on the giving you an idea about it here in just a moment. I want to get all our folks back on around the way that are wanting to watch. But we play in the bottom of the first, and it is tied up at 1. Emma Davis out to start things off. And then a base hit by Sawyer Shelton and a big one off the base of the wall. So Lyles with the RBI. She finds RBI double, and she is at second. Shelton has come around to score. And that one fouling down the line. Think that we're back up and going. That is going to bring Addie Wright, another lefty, in there to face the right-handed Ansley Johnson. Quitman leads Gina 1-0. That one lifted out to center field, going to be gathered in there right in front of where we're at, and that'll be 2 outs here as Wright gave it a ride. I think we've got all of it caught up. There are 2 outs and a runner at second base. It is Lyles at second base. This is Kay Perotti. It's going to be gloved over there. And, well, that's what we heard about. We heard about Alfred over at third base and what she does. And it's exactly what they told us. So both of these teams pick up a run in the first. We head to the top of the second. It is tied at 1. Back to work we go here in the top of the second. Good inning for each of those teams, putting across a run. And we'll get things going here. Should be able to, that one misses up and out of the zone. Should be able to keep everything on track now. Boy, when you get at the mercy of technology, I've told y'all it is something. But we are back and going. That one down the line. Coming up and diving for it and making a tremendous catch over there. Are you kidding me? Mika Keogh doing what we saw her do in that state tournament and what got her on that all-tournament team, coming up and making big plays like that. Wow. What a great job, Mika Keogh, to come in and get that one. That is a highlight play, to say the least. And one out. That was Kilpatrick that flew out, and that will be Tannehill now that steps in. Lights starting to make their way on here. Goodness gracious. Squaring around as Tannehill was, or coming in as Tannehill was squaring around a bunt. You get a good look in at Methvin and Parati and that group that is gathered in back behind home plate. Half of it Eagles fans, half of it Lady Panthers fans. We see that. And they'll get Tannehill back into the box after going down, having a little bit of conversation with Coach Jeff. Rocks back this one, tries to slap it. It goes back to the fence. And a ball and a strike. Tannehill steps in from the left side. Second baseman tonight for the Lady Panthers. Good looking pitch. And just two strikes. Parati throws it around and they'll get it right back to. See, I thought the first one was a strike too. And so did Kate. So we'll certainly let that one go. I think we all thought it was a strike, the first one, but it was a ball and two strikes now. Methvin rocks back and delivers this one up and out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sun starting to make its way down. I think that's what plays havoc a lot with what we do, is that bright sun that is up there. Boy, what a difference it has made over the last month when time changed and things started getting a little darker later. 2-2 offering here. Pushed over to the right side and against that brick wall facade that is there. Did I tell you, big shout out to Daryl Campbell for our new booth that is out here. You'll notice us in center field-ish today, where we'll be the rest of the way. Appreciate the folks at Holy Savior Menard for taking such good care of us here at 446. That one punched foul again off of that wall, and you see that Tannehill is just that. She's trying to just foul anything off that she can to keep that at bat alive. And if you're Methvin, you continue to go away and make her do that. Jam one up high, go with that rising fastball again, which is a very successful pitch for Kaylee. That's it, right back to Methvin it goes, and she'll twirl and throw over to Ledette, and that's quickly 2 up and 2 down. And Kaylee Edie will step in. Clean inning after giving one up is certainly what you'd like to do here. Both of these teams seem very similar. You've got a lot of youth. You've got a lot of base hitters in there. That one, good-looking pitch down the middle for strike 1. Kaylee Edie, the right fielder for Coach Tannehill, looks at strike 2, and it's quickly 0-2, and Methvin way ahead in this one. Appreciate those of you that have joined us over on YouTube. That's where we are. Good looking pitch, and that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout for Kaylee Methvin. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Lady Panthers. Eagles coming up right after this. It should be Fingleton, Drago, and Methvin when we come back. Abby Claire set to step back in. And she'll face Johnson here, 1-1. We play bottom of the second. Good looking pitch there from Johnson, and that's the same way that Methvin started out her second inning of work. Again, you see our friends Melder's Trailer Sales up in the top left-hand corner, proud sponsor of everything that we do here, and our yearly sponsors rotating around on the corner. Don't forget, the LV5K is coming up in just a couple of weeks. It is Saturday, April the 4th. If you've not registered for that, please go and do that. We'd love to have you a part of that. Abby Claire grounds that one off to the side. We've seen a lot of pitches, so both of these teams have been pulling the ball over towards that fenced area right over there. Our NDI game of the week has us at Menard and Sterlington tonight. NDI heating and cooling for all of your HVAC and maintenance needs. Give them a call at NDI Heating and Cooling, 318-451-4107. They travel all around the state of Louisiana. Good looking pitch there on the inside corner, and that is the Sabine State Bank strikeout for the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring Belle Drago. Drago had herself a pretty good day back on Saturday. We told you about that in the open. One down, bottom of the second inning, 1-1. And we play now bottom of the third. We go here. Should be Mika Keogh, Emma Davis, and Sawyer Shelton due up in the top of the bottom of the third. As right fielder, Mika Keogh, and boy, I mean, she made such a diving stab a little bit earlier, and that's exactly what you want to see out of that young lady. She is in there defensively. That one lifted. Anything she does offensively is just a bonus. She throws that glove around so well out there in the outfield. You get a good look at that matchup there. Third behind the dish. Johnson there delivering. And that is quickly ahead. 0-2 here to Keogh. Emma Davis, Sawyer Shelton would be next. That represents the top of this Lady Eagle lineup. Fires that one, and good piece of 0-2 hitting. Pulls that one foul, and Coach Turney has to jump out of the way. Eagles had their bingo breakfast this morning for folks that had made A, B, and A honor roll the first 9 weeks. Oh, it's hard to believe that we are getting through the 9 weeks already, and school is winding down. That one winds out of the zone. A ball and 2 strikes. That one lifted high and fouling back towards that net and gets that, and Serta will give chase and get it back in. Good fight down there in the 9 spot from Mika Keogh. And that's all you can ask for, is just go up there and fight and have some good at-bats. And she is doing just that here. One ball, 2 strike, offering to the leadoff, hitting that one in there for a strike. That is a Sabine State Bank strikeout, looking to lead things off. That's the second strikeout that she's had looking, and that'll get back to the top of the lineup in Emma Davis. Went in there for strike 1 to Davis. Davis, remember, 0 for 1 on the day, got that out to start things off before Shelton did her thing. Davis kind of watches that. They're going to peel down to first, but I don't think they'll get any help on that at all. They'll ask for it, and he doesn't have to ask for it. They will, but nothing doing, and that's one of those that Serta was trying to get something, but even home plate knew that there wasn't anything going on it. That one off and inside. Fouled back again, and so Johnson's getting them to foul off a lot of pitches here. Or should I say that this Eagle team is fouling off a lot of pitches. Neither pitcher really racking up a big number. Methvin, 50 pitches through 3 innings of work. That one up and inside, which is not a terrible average. Johnson sits at 35, and she is a batter into the 3rd inning of work. Ground over towards shortstop. Going to have the glove over there across the diamond, and it comes out of the glove. Kilpatrick had it, but unable to hang on to it. Good job by Serta to give chase down the line as a catcher and kept that ball from really going anywhere. But Emma Davis reaches with a 1-out error. So she'll be officially 0 for 2 on the day and put that in E3. That sends Davis there, and Sawyer Shelton will step in now, ready to hit. Sirens making their way up and down Coliseum Boulevard. That one misses, and off and running is Davis, and she thought about third base, but will turn around and come back as the center fielder Cannon was lurking around and did a good job of backing that up. So give her the stolen base on there, and you like to see the aggressive base running, which is what has been a characteristic of this Lady Eagles team all through the years. See if Shelton's able to deliver another base hit here. Catches that one on the outside corner. And it's a ball and a strike here. Emma Davis, the runner at second, will be off. That one up and swung through. A ball and 2 strikes now to Shelton. Kenzie Lyles, who has the RBI and hit one off the wall earlier herself, waits on deck. Up and out of the zone. Sawyer turns around and kind of walks back and around for that. Tannehill does a good job of flashing in there to cover if there's any sort of a throwback from that second base. We're keeping an eye on Emma Davis. Shelton now will face the 2-2. It's lifted out here. Camping out under it in left field is Edie, and she'll have that right over there by where that sun is. And, well, good run by Cannon all the way over there to have her backed up. And that is the second out of the inning. Kenzie Lyles now steps in. Kenzie homer the other day, so she's thinks that she's finding that rhythm again. Made her the leading home run hitter on this Eagles team a year ago. That one just off the top of the strike zone, down the middle, but off the top of the up high in it, and a ball and no strikes. Johnson will settle back in. She works pretty quick here. Fires this one in. That one lifted but fouling into that net. Johnson has evened things up at a ball and a strike on Lyles. Lyles is a pretty good pull hitter. Most of the home runs we've seen go over by that scoreboard. This one she hit the other day went to right center, so it was good to see her with a little opposite field power. Johnson, the 1-1 offering. That one is pulled, but really had no choice, as Johnson did a great job of working inside towards the hands. And the only thing that she was able to do with it was pull that thing foul and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bottom of the third. That one misses. Emma thought about it, but great work by Serta behind the dish to gather that. And she just kind of peered out and gave her that look that says, you could think about it, but don't do it. They'll repeat the 2 ball, 2 strike offer, or have the 2-2. That one fisted off the hands again, bounces around, and a foul ball is called. Lady Eagles in a pretty good one. This Sterlington team out of that division in the playoffs that is simply loaded over there. That's the one that's got Kaplan in it. It's got Pine Prairie in it. Gina leading the way. French Settlement is in there. It's just a loaded division. That one misses low, and Davis slides down and bounces around. Boy, that was just, I don't know if Serta knew that she was going or what was going on, but it was a high arcing throw that almost got away from Alford over there at third base. 2 balls, 3 strikes, 2 down. Bottom of the third we play. Runner at third base, 60 feet away from taking the lead. Johnson peers in, fires this one, and it's lifted but foul over there way out of way. And you hear the thud off of some truck that's over there, but you park in the landing zone, and that's what happens. Repeat the 3-2 offering here. Full count, 2 down. Johnson looks over, gets a sign, will rock back and deliver this one. Strike down at the knees, and that will do it. Strike 3 here, so Ainsley Johnson pitching out of that inning. Went around that base runner and stranded. So after 3 complete, we are still tied in a really good one. We move to the top of the 4th, tied at 1. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a good one tonight. You get a look at Shelton, the senior, making her way back into her spot. And Methvin will be out for inning number 4 of work. Boy, both teams scratch across a run in the first inning. And these pitchers, Methvin, the senior, Johnson, the freshman, have really settled down. Methvin fires that one inside. Barb 12, Rose Pine 2, the final in that one. We'll start to look up and get some scores for you here in a little bit. Good looking pitch in there, evens things up at a ball and a strike. Methvin, we told you, has crossed the 50 pitch mark. She's sitting at 53 here now in this one. Pitch is called a strike there. No need for an appeal as it was called. And that's a ball and 2 strikes. Methvin will rock back and fire this one and down on strikes. And that is another Sabine State Bank strikeout. Strikeout number 4 of the evening by Methvin. Or if you watch her play basketball in her warm-up outfit, Methvine, M-E-T-H-V-I-N-E. When she goes back and watches, she'll get that. Right up to center field goes Alfred Shug, they call her. Gets that base hit. And Briley Hamby will come up. So she'll get first base. She'll turn and get a pinch runner. Won't be a courtesy runner. It'll be a pinch runner because you can only, of course, courtesy for the pitcher and catcher. And that's when you see the official go over and talk to the opposing coach, that's letting you know that, hey, that's what that's all about. We'll work on getting that is Carver that is going in to run. Carly Carver now in to run, number 4 for the Lady Panthers. Ground ball there. Sawyer's going to have it and get it back in quickly. And boy, that was close. Almost got Carver there Carver at second base. Of course, a lot of you have seen, but it's breaking news from the Rapides Parish Sheriff's Office that longtime Sheriff William Earl Hilton, who was a victim in that hit and run a day ago, has succumbed to his injuries and has passed away. They just released that moments ago, and we're going to go silent here for just a moment and let you watch a little of this game. We certainly appreciate the folks understanding that long-term sheriff, and I mean, always had a smile for everyone. But we play on here in the top of the 4th. Runner is Carver, that is at third base. Kilpatrick on to hit. Correction, this is Tannehill now, as Kilpatrick was the ground out while we stepped away. And Tannehill is in there. Tannehill 0 for 1 on the day. Ball and a strike, and that one is back to Methvin, and that one is fouled. It hit her in the box, they'll call it. So she is there at a ball and 2 strikes now. Runner at second and third. Up and out of the zone. Well, those numbers on the back of the uniforms don't make them easy to read at all. So Carver, the courtesy, or the pinch runner's at third. Hamby is at second base. Tannehill is here batting now. Grounds that one over towards second. Wright's got to hurry. Flips, throws in time for the out. And, boy, she could move none on that. Addie Wright had to field that, and so she did not have time to settle herself for anything. She grabs, throws in one motion on there. Tremendous, tremendous work by Addie Wright at second base to retire the side. So Kaylee Methvin will get out of a jam, leave runners at second and third. Following a base hit, we go to the bottom of, clear all of this off for you, the bottom of the fourth inning when we come back. Back we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Don't forget, we will name our LV5K player of the game tonight. And we'll have that for you. We have to get our winner their shirt as they are still in production. Ran through them. We gave away a lot of the shirts that we had and just couldn't get those other ones in here quick enough. Up and out of the zone there. Addie Wright, who made that great play at second base, leads things off here. Quickly 2 balls and no strikes. So way ahead in the count is Addie. Boy, you see that so many times that you come up and make a play and you're the next one up. It's funny how that works. 3-0 count to Wright. Good looking. Boy, that ball had a lot of curve to it, and it's in there. That's a difficult pitch to throw 3-0 unless you really have that kind of confidence in it. Johnson does for sure. And now she'll look back at the 3-1 offering. That one low, and that's what she got the strikeout on earlier on the lower part of the plate, or the lower part of the strike zone. Wright stands in, trying to get something going for the Lady Eagles. That one, she does! In and out of the hands, not able to get that one over in right field. Unable to get to it, and that is going to be, they'll rule that an error, but it's going to be a tough one on Hamby as that handcuffed her. But that will get Addie Wright to first base. And we'll look, they may score that a base hit. That was such a hard hit ball. The sun is coming that way. But Kate Perotti now will step in. Johnson faces Perotti, who bunts that one up in the air. Shug gets it, fires back over to first and in time. And they told you that young lady at third base is the real deal. There's no doubt about it. You get a good look at Shug, they call her. And that is a double play that will erase it. So the bumped up bunt goes into a double play, and quickly there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Small ball is one of those things that you have to be able to get done. Abby Claire steps in. Two balls, no strikes. Swung through that one, and boy, Johnson, all kinds of confidence after that double play. That one in on the hands of Abby Claire, and that'll get back to the fence for strike number 2. Popped it up, giving chase is Serta behind the dish and unable to get that to stay in. Well, that double play, man, that was something. But you just saw how smooth Alford is over there at third. Swung on and missed, and that will retire the side. So Eagles had a little bit of potential in the bottom half of the fourth, getting things going, but it was a base hit and a double play that really got them out of it. A strikeout swinging. A Sabine State Bank strikeout retires Abby Claire. That is the second time she is down on strikes in this one. We'll go over to the 5th inning, top of the 5th. Let's flip over and see who is coming up or who is due up for it's going to be Edie, Serta, and back to the top of the lineup in Cannon when we come back. We are brought to you, did we tell you, by a whole host of folks, and we appreciate each and every one of them, and now you get to take a look at them. Back we go, top of the 5th inning, rolling right through this one, and boy, did we put the jinx on it there. This is a really good softball game here, one that you expect both of these teams to play like this. That one bounces around from Methvin, and it's going to be an error on the pitcher that gets Edie on base. Edie, Serta, and Cannon. You get a look at the base runner for Sterlington. If you're drifting by and joining us, we appreciate you spending time with us on this Monday evening. We will be up at North DeSoto tomorrow. North DeSoto and Calvary get to do battle. Quitman and Gina playing tonight in another huge matchup. Boy, there's so many teams playing, good teams playing each other this season. Here's one example of it here. Parati with the shot, going to slide in safely, though, is Edie. And that's just doing what you can to get something going. Up and out of the zone, and that'll be 2 balls and a strike. Runner is second is Edie. She reached on an error to the pitch of the ball that was hit right back to her. There's trying to bunt. That one's popped up, but this one goes off that net behind home plate. Eerily similar to the way the bottom of the 4th started out, with a base hit and a popped bunt up. The only thing is the bunt from Parati stayed on the infield. Alford was able to gather it and get the double play. Methvin now. That one popped up in the air as well. Methvin does have it, but no deal. No going off the base by Edie. And that will be, boy, I'm telling you, both of these coaches are such tacticians when it comes to fundamentals and the little things and getting the bunt down to move runners over. When you get a game that's in the 5th inning and it's 1-1, you really know that you've got to try to do anything to scratch a run across. Methvin looks inside, and Roxon delivers this one up and out of the zone for ball 1. Good looking pitch from Methvin there. Inside it comes, and that one's going to miss as well, and 3 balls and a strike. Cannon trying to get things going again. That one bounces around. And so we had the count off here. That will be ball 3 there. That one down the line and will fill things up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. You like that when they're that late on your pitch if you are Methvin, because now you can throw a number of things you want to. Careful with the changeup. Don't want to speed the bat up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pure fastball, and that one is lifted high. Ledette gives chase, but it's going to be out of play. And they'll repeat the 3-2 offering. Cannon, remember, had that leadoff single. And I'm telling you, that's such a great name for a center fielder. Absolutely it is. Sullivan Cannon. 3-2 offering once again from Methvin. Same result, fouled out back over near grab there. Nothing happening, but fouled back over that first base set of bleachers that's covered there. Methvin will rock back and try to do it again. Ground over to Lyles. She's got it. The throws across the diamond, and they'll try the return throw, but nothing doing. But that's Lyles, that nifty work that we've seen. And that, if you wonder why she's over at third base and she was there as an 8th grader, well, put your mind at ease. That's exactly why it is. We have seen some really, really good play out at third base today, and you've got to have your players. That, you know, a lot of folks tell you start with shortstop. I just don't believe that. I think you've got to nail that corner in softball because so many balls are hit right there. That'll bring Austin Carter. And then goes back with a changeup there. Good pitch progression by Methvin. You know, Carter sat there and watched fastball after fastball come in to Cannon, and she's thinking, all right, I'm gearing up for a fastball, and they come back changeup. That one drifted, boy, but I think if Kate stays in there on that, that's probably a strike. But she drifted almost like she was off balance. But I think that may have been a case of she thought it was going to be down the middle, and the ball kind of drifted out away from the batter. Methvin, the 1-1, jams inside. No drift to that one at all, but it is ball 2. Two balls and a strike here to Carter. Shortstop for Coach Tannehill. That one up and out of the zone. 3 balls and a strike. Methvin has thrown a lot of pitches over the last couple of weeks since coming back from softball. She's at 77 right now, has 4 strikeouts, has allowed 3 hits and just the 1 run. Little check swing number. Oh, they're going to say that wasn't a foul, that was just off the hands. There's a check swing there, and that will get the run across. Score that a wild pitch, or correction, a pass ball that allows that to go. It was off the glove. Clear the bases and add the second run to it there in the top of the 5th. One driven back foul. If you're looking ahead for the Lady Eagles, in the bottom half of the 5th, it is Drago, Methvin, and Mika Keogh. So 7, 8, 9 due up. They're going to have to wait a second. That one's lifted high. Parati giving chase. Bangs around and unable to get it going into that fence. And another 3-2 offering. They'll do it again. Boy, it has really cooled off nicely out here tonight. This is a very, very pleasant evening out in the perch. Methvin will try the 3-2 again, trying to get out of this inning. The delivery here lifted to center field. Shelton giving chase and has it, and that will retire the side, but the damage was done as a 1 run comes across. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Lady Eagles, but that 7 is Belle Drago, 8 is Kaylee Methvin, and 9 is Mika Keogh, and they've all got the opportunity to swing the bat, or the ability to as well. Making her way back out for her 5th inning of work is Johnson. We'll see what she's got when we come back. We go to the bottom of the 5th here. You see it on your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Sterlington with a 2-1 lead going bottom of the 5th. 7, 8, 9. Drago, Methvin, and Mika Keogh due up here. That one pushed foul and out of play. It'll be strike 1 to get things going. 446 Sports delighted to bring you this action. Don't forget, tomorrow morning you'll start seeing the select rankings that come out. We'll have those. We had the non-select today. We'll do select and B and C in the mornings, so keep an eye out there. Tonight we'll recap, take a look at everything that's going on around the way. When lifted back and foul, and a ball and 2 strikes to Keogh, or correction, to Belle Drago. Good 2-strike swing there. Gathered in at shortstop, though, by Carter, and she'll go across the diamond to Kilpatrick, and that'll be 1 up and 1 down. This is Kaylee Methvin. Methvin been in the circle, boy, in the last several years here. The senior is headed off to Millsaps a year from now. Or actually, not a year from now anymore, as we are halfway through this softball season. That one in there for strike one, evens the count up at a ball and a strike. But Kaylee, part of that, of course, pitched in that state championship run for the Lady Eagles a year ago on a successful basketball team this season. That one is pushed back foul, and that'll put her behind at a ball and 2 strikes. Kind of a check swing up. Catcher's digging for that, and Serta has it behind the dish. And B. Serta has been solid, just as we heard that she was. You got to believe. I mean, Coach Tannehill's been around at 20-plus years, I guess. You got to know that he's going to have this group fundamentally sound and ready to go. That one called a strike. I guess it was. You get a good look in at Johnson and Keogh. Emma Davis waits on deck. You hear the drums going on there. That one fouled back as well. So quickly 2 up and 2 down here for the Lady Eagles in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And you certainly want to come and answer back on those if you can when you give up the run. But Johnson and company not wanting to do that at all or allow that run. See Johnson look in, and Serta's got the sign, fires away. That one inside and off the Play-Doh. That one called strike 3, and that will retire the side. So 3 up and 3 down for Menard in the bottom of the 5th. We move to the top of the 6th. Again, rolling through this one when we come back. Alexa Blackwell, let's get that off of there. Alexa Blackwell, Suge Alford, and Hamby Dew up here in this one. Briley Hamby, Alexa Blackwell, Jalea Alford, and Briley Hamby set to hit here. Methvin will get things going. Top of the 6th, that one is lifted high. Shelton back under it, pulls that one in, and that will out number 1, and they come in and a lot going on, and there's our girl Sawyer. That's right. Did a tremendous job. Center field is going to be a different place without Sawyer Shelton in it. There'll always be somebody that comes along and plays it, but she has been a solid one. Good looking off-speed pitch there to Alford. So 1 up and 1 down. Well, that play over at third base, the double play, really helped Sterlington out. That one pushed off to the left side, and a hard hit ball is going to get Alford on for a 1-out single. Now, I got to believe that you'll see her on the move as still just a 1-run lead. You know that Coach Tannehill is going to do what he can. Parati's got a good arm back there. This is Briley Hamby. That one kind of off the hands and over towards that net. It's there for strike one. Methvin will get her sign, look at the wristband, rock back and fire this one, and that is another base hit. Keogh coming up for it, unable to get this one. Fires into second base, but unable to do it. A reminder, we will be live from Stonewall, Louisiana tomorrow, just up I-49 a little ways, past Natchitoches, before Shreveport, the home of the North DeSoto. They call them the Baby Griffins this year. It's a very young team. That is North DeSoto and Calvary tomorrow, and we're blessed to be able to bring that one to you. Good looking pitch there on the outside corner that is in there for strike one. So runners at first and second, one down. That was that fly ball to Sawyer. That one misses, and there's been a couple of them that have been called strikes down there today. That one up and not finding anything there either. Kaylee misses inside with that one. And now it is 3 balls and a strike. We were just ahead of things. A little bit is all. See Knight starting to make its way in here at just before 7 o'clock, and that one scatters folks down the line. It's going to send Mika down into the corner to get it. And she'll get that one back in, and that's a good-looking pitch to get this thing even back up. That one, boy, just hammered but foul over there onto those tennis courts. Bounces around. 2-1 ball game in the top of the 6th. Sterlington trying to add a little bit to it. Menard wanting to keep it right here. They'll go back to the top of the lineup with Davis, Shelton, and Lyles. But they've got to get out of it here. That one off to the side, giving chase, and not going to get there is Keogh. And so they'll keep the count right there at 3-2. There you see the baseball field in the background. Eagles back in action Wednesday night. That one giving chase, but foul and out of play and down the walkway as you come in. I guess, would that be considered the foyer? That's kind of the hallway to the front door. I don't know. Anyway, maybe not. Maybe the sun got to my head Saturday. I don't know. It was warm. But again, I appreciate the little tarp tent thingy that we have here. It has made a huge difference for us. 3 balls, 2 strikes. They'll do it again. Top of the 6th, we play 2-1. Sterlington leads it. That one hammered out here to center field. But what do you know? Sawyer's got it and fires it back in. And that is just Sawyer Shelton being Sawyer Shelton. And look at the ovation that she gets, or listen to it. That is exactly what we've come to expect out of Sawyer Shelton. She gets the ball and gets it back in so very quickly. And 2 down here. Good job of Methvin to battle all the way back in that one. And now there are 2 down. Sawyer taking a moment to tie her shoe. And Tannehill will step in. We've seen her try to bunt a couple of times today. I don't think she will be this time. doesn't. Fouls that one off towards the Eagles dugout. As we told you, the Eagles will be back in town Wednesday. They'll be here at the Eagles Nest. Not here, of course. They'll be at the one up the hill. But you get the point. Good looking pitch there. Runners have stayed at first and second. I'm telling you, Methvin has done such a great job of battling back in this inning. 0-2 the count. Right down the middle. And off the plate just a bit, I suspect. I'm going to have to move over there in the left field where I say I don't have an angle of looking at it straight on. Inside corner, and that one is down on strike. So Sabine State Bank strikeout for Kaylee Methvin, and the 2 fly balls by Shelton. And that keeps it right where it's at. It is a 2-1 ball game. Sterlington leads this one. Johnson out for another inning of work. When we come back for the bottom, there you get a good look at Johnson. We come back for the bottom of the 6th, 2-1, top of the lineup, due up for the Lady Eagles. Emma Davis, Sawyer Shelton, and Kenzie Lyles when we come back. You get a good look at Hemby, Cannon, and Edie. That's there. There's a center fielder with probably the best center fielder name in softball. It's Cannon is there. We come in, and Emma Davis, the leadoff hitter for Coach Brad Turney and these Lady Eagles. This is that switch flipping game that you want to. You got to find a way to win this. Of course, Coach Tannehill's the same way. He's sitting, I think, 5th or 6th in the power ratings outside. We'll get to we'll get to that one tomorrow, I believe. I don't know that we released that one today. Our rankings or what our thoughts are in it. Johnson settles in. Emma Davis. This is a prime opportunity for the Lady Eagles. This is right where you need to be. That's a ball there to Davis. Well, the top 5-6 hitters in this lineup have the ability to get it out of here. And actually, you work your way through. That one in there for a strike, evens to count up at a ball and a strike. I'm looking down. I don't think that Parati has one. Fingleton will get one of these days, and Keogh I don't think has got one. But 7 out of your 9 hitters have long ball power. Davis over into the clubhouse area. That's where that goes. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. And well, it's so crucial that you get this leadoff hitter on if you're the Lady Eagles. If you're Sterlington, exponentially the chances go down of a team scoring, and fighting that one off is Davis, and that'll keep it at a ball and 2 strikes. That just screams down south. Where'd they go? Well, all right, they don't want to be seen. There was anyway, that one lifted over. Oh, had a near shot at it, did Alford, and I think she saw the dugout coming and got sidetracked a little bit. And we get back in there and let you look at things that are going on. Apologies for the first half inning or so, first inning when the internet was doing a thing of its own. That one off the plate, and 2 balls and 2 strikes. So you can look at it from both perspectives here. Sterlington off the plate with that one. And wanting to come out here and have a clean inning, get to the 7th. If you're Menard, you've got to scratch away because you're running out of time. That one inside and fouled back. And, well, luckily got a piece of that one at all. Looked like she just tried to fight that one off. Well, they are playing her to pull and to hit opposite here. They are spread out. Down on strikes goes Emma Davis, and I don't know that there's an opportunity that she'll ever swing at that pitch. I just don't. That will bring Sawyer Shelton. One bad thing about Sawyer hitting is this: the home runs that she's hit have come right here in our little tent area where we are. But we'll take one here. That one in there for strike one. Ground ball up the middle. You're not going to get Sawyer. Once it bobbled off the leg of Johnson, you knew that Shelton was going to beat that down. Bad leg or not. She's got that brace on it, but there's a good look at Sawyer. And that's her second base hit. You still give her a base hit. And you get a young lady in there that can turn this thing around. The base hit for Sawyer Shelton with one down. Sawyer off and going. Good looking throw down there, but Shelton is going to get down and get that stolen base. Coach Brad getting her into scoring position and now saying, hey, look, keep an eye on what's going on. One in the dirt back to the backstop. You've got to be down there and get yourself around and into scoring position. Inside to Lyles. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. This is one of those, it is a hitter's pitch. If you're Lyles, you're looking for something center of the plate, middle in, and looking to turn on it and drive it. That was inside, but not where she wanted it. On that particular pitch, she wanted a little more over the plate. But she's seen now that inside fastball. Of course, this is her 3rd or 4th time to do it, and Coach Tannehill calling time, and I think might have just been looking to change the rhythm a little bit and get Johnson to relax. You see Shelton at second base. There's Johnson in the circle. Let's make sure that that's still Johnson. They didn't do a pitching change on me. Yep, that's Johnson. She is 81 pitches, 82 pitches in. Time is called, and they'll settle things down. Breeze start to picking up, blowing in from center field. Kenzie pops that one back to the fence. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Low fastball in there for strike 3 and nothing, and that's 2 outs. Addie Wright now will stand in. Trying to take advantage of this single by Shelton or the Eagles. Johnson trying to shut it down right here. That one down the line, but foul, and it's going to give chase into the corner past our Happy Gilmore scaffold that's there. I'll get that one back in. Two to one, Sterlington leads this bottom of the 6th. 2 down here, Addie Wright at the plate. That one misses, and 2 balls and a strike. Wright has come along. Through last year, we saw her kind of change things around a little bit and started hitting the ball well. Had a home run last year. Actually had a walk-off home run. That one fouled back. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bottom of the 6th we play, 2-1. Sterlington leads this in what can only be called as a thriller here. That one down the line and foul. Giving chase for it over there is athletic director and head football coach. And there's some intense discussions going on there, I gotta believe. About, hey, you gotta field it this way and not that way. That's clearly what was being talked through there. Again, Sawyer Shelton there at second base. Ansley Johnson in the circle. Addie Wright is there at the plate. That one off the plate, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kate Perotti waits on deck. You see she's got the shin guards on there, the Eagles catcher. The 3-2 work has to be done here. Up and out of the zone, and that is a base on balls that will get Addie Wright down to first base, and Kate Perotti will shuck the shin guards and get ready to go. Tannehill going to come out for just a moment and visit. Goes in and talks to his freshman pitcher, Ansley Johnson. Join us tonight as we recap things. Keep an eye on what's going on throughout. We'll have our player of the game posted up here, our LV5K player of the game. Don't forget, you've got a couple of weeks remaining yet to be a part of that. Kate Perotti will step in with runners at first and second. Swung through that one, had a big hack at it, and that's strike 1. Getting close to the middle to tail end of this lineup, but again, you've got pop all throughout it. And when curves off of the plate and the ball and a strike. Swung right through that one, and whatever was told to Johnson, she is taking it to heart and just firing away, and it's been some good-looking pitches here to Perotti. Ball and 2 strikes now to Kate. That one curves off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trying to get Perotti to chase something, she didn't. Sawyer Shelton there at second base. Addie Wright over at first. But it's up to Kate Perotti there at the plate. That hits her right on the ankle. Boy, that's going to hurt. She'll just have to get down to first. They'll get her off the base pretty quick as Perotti the catcher, and they'll get a courtesy runner right away for her. She's going to hobble off of there, and I don't think that's the way you wanted to get on base, but you'll take it. Good applause given there. And we'll see. That is Lashney that is at first to run, and that loads them up for Abby Claire Fingleton. Fingleton was off to a hot start. Has cooled off just a little bit. The bases are loaded here. This is when you want to come in and push you a couple across. You can go to the 7th and finish it off. If you are Sterlington, you got to keep it right here. That one high and out of the zone, ball one. Fingleton is up. Drago, Methvin, and Keogh to follow should it get there. That one misses as well. And looked like it got a good piece of the plate there. Drifts off of it and no good. 2 balls, no strikes. She's going to be taking here, I believe. Nope, swung on that one and had a good hack at it too. It's still a hitter's pitch with that 2-1 fastball. Johnson gives a little to the glove there, and 2 balls and a strike, 2 down, bases loaded. That one fouled back and all the way back now, evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pressure cooking moment here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2-1. Swung on and missed. And good work from Johnson there to come out and get out of that. There you look at Johnson as she makes her way back over there to the Sterlington dugout and her blue-clad teammates. That'll do it for 6 innings. We are through 6. Sterlington leads at 2-1. As we move to the top of the 7th. Anybody's ball game in this one. Due up for Sterlington. Let's see who is. Tannehill was the final out. So you'll see 8-9-1. Edie, Serta, and back to the top of the lineup in Cannon to face Kaylee Methvin here in the 7th. You'll have 7, 8, 9 due up for the Lady Eagles if you're looking ahead. But here it is 8, 9, 1. Kaylee Edie will lead things off. Edie on the day is 0-2. Reached on an error and has scored a run. Kaylee getting a little stronger as she goes. On the night, Methvin has had a pretty good one. She's pitch number 101. She's thrown 6 innings, 2 runs, only 1 of those earned, has 5 strikeouts. Squaring to bunt that, Methvin's going to have it and fire across to first, and that'll be out number 1. So a quick out there. Trying to bunt her way on, and that'll bring up B. Serta. Serta's been impressive behind the dish for this Sterlington team. Serta 0 for 2 on the day. Her 3rd at-bat coming. Boy, not a lot of at-bats in this game at all, as you might expect in a 2-1 ball game. That one lifted high and foul and out where that picnic table is and the batting area is and batting cage. And that is strike 1. Good looking pitch inside for strike 2. And quickly ahead in this one, 0-2 is Methvin. Serta would like to try to get on ahead of Cannon and that group. Cannon and Carter and Blackwell due up if she can get on. That one just kind of checked over there and will stay in the park. It hit that fencing again there. Kinsey over to pick it up, and they'll get it back in. Lights are on here, but it's kind of that time where the sun and the moon and all of that and the sky is fighting the lights that are coming on. The 0-2 lifted high. Bell drifting over there and getting that one, and a good job by Drago. That one stayed up in the air a while, but she was able to go over there and get that one. And that's 2 down now, and that'll get the leadoff hitter back up for this in Sullivan Cannon. She led the game off with a base hit. Kaylee trying to make quick work of Sterlington in the top half of the 7th inning. 446 Sports Pelican Softball Report. Delighted that you are here. We're rolling towards our 2026 Pelican State Rising Stars Softball All-Star Games. It'll be held on the campus of Louisiana Christian University. Stick around for Wednesday evening. We'll have an update on that for you. 0-2 here. Wind starting to really blow in. This is as windy as it's been all day. That one up and out of the zone for ball one. Know you want to waste one, but I don't think that's what the intention was there. Cannon, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed, and that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout. Is there a little Menard magic left on? We will see. Due up for the Lady Eagles, we told you 7, 8, 9 is going to be Beldrago, Kaylee Methvin, Mika Keogh, and then back to the top of that Lady Eagles lineup when we come back for the bottom of the 7th. Johnson, we expect, yep, she's already back out there for what is her 7th inning of work. There you get a look at Drago and Methvin. Keep an eye. This will be the 3rd time through that they have seen Johnson. We'll see. Boy, this has been a good one. Both teams got a run back in the 1st inning. Then it was an unearned run in the top of the 5th for, let's get back here and just give you an idea how that happened. In the top of the 5th, it was that ground ball back to Methvin that she was unable to handle. And that run came around and scored. And we told you it's about 80% you get that leadoff runner on that they come around and score here in softball in high school. And we'll see what they've got. Beldrago set to lead things off. Hammers that one down the line, but foul over by the tennis courts, and you see it bounce around, and they'll gather that one and volley it back to us. 0-1 the count here to the left fielder for this Lady Eagle team, Beldrago. That one just under and behind it. And now in a hole, 0-2. So Johnson way ahead in this one. And, boy, you come out, you talk about how good it is if you can get a leadoff runner on. But you come out as a pitcher and shut them down on the first batter. That one lifted over here, drifting back. And that's going to drop in between shortstop and right field, or left field. So that drops in between Hamby and Carter. And Beldrago continues to do work. It's going to bring Kaylee Methvin to the plate, the pitcher here. And what better way to atone for the boo-boo on the hill there in the circle that got the run across here. And Methvin is fired up. You know that she is, to put a charge into one. Johnson rocks back and delivers. She's squaring to bunt. That one's on the ground and goes past to first base. And they're calling a foul. But do you see the way Bell was hustling around there? They're calling a foul ball now. But I'm telling you, Bell, and she's got to catch her breath a minute. She goes from first to third before the ball even stopped rolling on that short bunt. My goodness, never checked up at second base. She was off and going, so we'll keep an eye on that. All of that to say, strike one. Coach Turney trying to get that runner into scoring position. We know. Still attempt there, and the ball comes out. Ball is on the ground, and that is going to be a stolen base. So the bunt is not down. But I'm telling you, that was very close. Umpire out in the field was right on it and saw the ball come out. And Drago in with a stolen base to second base. Now a base hit would likely do it, and let's see. Going to go out and talk about things. Don't know what he could be talking about. He's going to come out and talk to the field official, but I don't know, because he's going to, what I think the only thing he can suggest is that the ball came out on the transfer. He's saying that she had it for the out, and then it comes out on the transfer, but I don't know that you'll win that argument here because you've got nobody to appeal to and ask about it, and she saw what she saw there. And they'll come out and discuss things just a little bit. Again, Tannehill thinking that it ought to have been that he thought it was out, but it was out. The ball and foot got there about the same time. It was bang bang over there, no doubt about it. And from that appearance, I do understand that nothing in two here to Kaylee Methvin. The bunt attempt that didn't get down and the swing through on that one. Base hit away from tying this thing because you know the wheels that Drago has. Pitch is there, squares around, and that one she is going to be called out on the strikeout. Still trying to get the bunt down and nothing doing. Trying to get a runner over to third with just one out. Now it's going to take a pass ball or something to do that. Mika Keogh will stand in. Barring something unforeseen, you should get back to at least Emma Davis in the top of the order. Mika Keogh represents the 9 spot. That one is fouled off the foot of Mika. And she'll hobble back over there and say, no, I got this. I'm fine. Dad, come, that hurts, though. Coach Turney will come in, and they'll give her a minute. That's the beauty of softball. They'll give her just a second. She gives a thumbs up, but I don't know who she was convincing on that or not. There you get a look at Emma, who would be next. Nothing in one here following that foul ball off the instep of Keogh. Keogh just trying to find something that touches grass. That one lifted high. They'll keep that on the infield as hustling in is Carter, and she'll secure it for out number 2. And Emma Davis will represent the final opportunity. Got to get something going with Davis here with 2 down. Johnson looking to throw the complete game. Wind blowing in and now. Would really have to get a hold of one to walk it off. That one on the ground over to shortstop. It'll go across the diamond at first. Bobbled around, and the tying run is going to come around and score. That is an error, and you see the crowd loving that over in the green. And each team now going to be credited with an unearned run as that one is thrown away. But we are knotted at 2. Runner at first base is Emma, and that will bring Sawyer Shelton to the plate. And we are at 2-2, and man, good thing that the internet had its issues early on and not later where we are now. Coach Tannehill is going to come out and visit with Johnson and his infield and just bring them in and say, hey, look, let's settle down. And let's get this thing to extra innings. You can hear him trying to. The encouragement is what you see that's going on right there. But Emma Davis was hustling the entire time. We know she's got the wheels. It was the Drago stolen base. Methvin unable to get the bunt down, but on that ground ball, Drago able to come all the way around and score. We are knotted at 2 in this one, 2 down. And Sawyer Shelton has an opportunity to walk this off. You know that she's not going to catch Davis. Davis can hustle around the bases, but if she can slap something out to the wall, you've got an opportunity. Stolen base attempt is going to be thrown into the outfield, and they'll hold up right there. And, boy, that was a gutsy one there, as off and going was Davis. We told you that Emma would run, and she did. A ball and no strikes here. This NDI heating and cooling game of the week is certainly heating up. It is not cooling off at all. For all your HVAC needs, give them a call, 318-451-4107. Shelton now with just a base hit would do it. Time is called. Not sure who called time. They're going to put Sawyer on to face Kenzie Lyles. Are you kidding me? The freshman, I That's why I don't have, but look, I don't have district championships, state championships, or anything like, and all of these coaches that we go and cover do. So I'm going to sit out here and just watch this one. But Kinsey can put a charge into one here. That one on the ground. Going across and she trips, and you may have interference that's whistled there, but they run into each other. They're going to call interference. It looks like if they do, it would be on Lyles for running over. Boy, this is a tense moment in this one. They're going to come out and check on it first, and that's what they want to see, if Sugar's okay, and she is, and then they'll come out and talk about this. And the out is called for interference. And Coach Turney is going to have to come out and talk about that, we know. Not going to change any minds on here, but that is just an unfortunate ending to this. The fielder's got to have room to go out and field it, and that was an unfortunate collision that was there. And you see her shaking her head about it, too, and I don't think Coach Turney's going to win that argument at all. 2-2 in the top of the 8th we go. Main thing is that young lady is coming off and she is okay. We will move on to the top of the 8th. Free softball here from the Eagles Nest. You're seeing that right on your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. It is the top of the 8th inning we go. And they're wanting to talk about it a little bit more. Coach Hunter is saying, look, can you explain that to me as well? And I do appreciate home plate for doing that, because oftentimes they won't when it's not the head coach. But one run does come across. Both pitchers now have an unearned run to their credit. Johnson with 11 strikeouts tonight. Methvin with 6 strikeouts tonight. And we are all square going into this. Carter, Blackwell, and Alford when we come back for the top of the 8th. And wow, what a gutsy game this has been on both sides of it. Again, wind starting to pick up here, but Austin Carter will step in. Somebody's going to have to get a hold to one if they want to fly it out, because that wind is gusting now from center field. If you're just now joining us, you're seeing a good one. 2-2 we play in the top of the 8th inning. 2-3-4 due up for Sterlington here in the 8th. Ground ball over towards Coach Turney, and he just looks away, writes something down. He's probably writing down, ouch, that hurt, because I appreciate the old baseball guy in him to just not even bother with that one. And you are watching a good one here, and that ground ball is up towards Sawyer. Diving at it was Davis, but she's not going to get to it, and that is a leadoff base hit here for Austin Carter, and Alexa Blackwell will stand in. Blackwell is a designated player. Put her at first base there, and Blackwell will stand in. Blackwell's got the power to get it out of here as well. We followed her a good bit, and she can get out of here with one also. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Squaring around to bunt, and that one gets away. And we'll get the runner down to second base. And Carter on that one, Parati just didn't know where it was. And boy, you hear the wind whistling, or you hear the sound off as it blows across the microphone. Let's put her down at second base. There you get a good look at Carter. She represents the go-ahead run. Methvin, nothing in 1. No balls, 1 strike. And that will even things up. So it was a bunt attempt that didn't happen. And you wonder if they'll go out and try to lay this one down with Blackwell here. Blackwell hitting in the 3 spot. So it's Blackwell, Alford, and Hamby due up here with nobody out. Runner at second is Carter. And Methvin delivers as Blackwell squares, and that bunt is laid down. Good one. Kinsey has to fake the throw, and Blackwell executes it perfectly, and she's going to make her way on down to second base. They'll throw. The run's going to come across. The out is made, and boy, that is just picture-perfect work from Alexa Blackwell to draw the throw. And that puts that'll empty the bases, give one run. But you talk about the ultimate sacrifice as a batter. You tried to lay down the bunt, did not do it. Actually, you reached on it and kept going because it was a tremendous bunt. That was just executed from the bunt itself to continuing to run and drawing the throw. And Sterlington steals one there, and it is 3-2 with one down, and that will bring Alford up. Alford ground ball over to Davis. Across the diamond it goes, and safe as that ball nearly goes up into the dugout, and a good job of Ledette to keep that from going into the dugout because that would have sent Alford down to second base. Alford, you remember, that was involved in that collision there at third base as she was coming up to make the throw. So we'll see what she's got. Earlier you get a look at Coach Turney as he comes in to keep an eye, to visit with his Lady Eagles infield and saying, hey, look, settle down. We've got to keep an eye on this. Yeah, there you go. She made it. She survived. They'll settle things back out and head in and ready to go. 3-2. Lady Eagles lead this one. Again, if you're looking ahead, got to believe that it's going to be Fingleton, Drago, and Methvin up again, and that's how things got started in the 7th. They trail by a run again. Sterlington pushed another run across. That one ground over towards second base. They'll flip to second in time. Across the diamond. Not in time there at first base. And boy, that was about as good of a transition in the middle from Addie Wright and the turn by Emma Davis. Those two looked pretty good on that one. And again, we were worrying about would Alford be able to run the way that we have seen her run earlier in this one with that bad, it looked like a leg that was there. So score that a fielder's choice because you cannot assume the double play. Ground ball is going to be out, and that gets away from Drago. They'll have the throw down to third. It's thrown away. Lyles just goes and gathers it up. There's a base hit. They'll take second and third on the throw, and so that puts runners at second and third now. And that was Hamby, so it'll bring Neely Kilpatrick to the plate. Well, both of these coaches tonight always managing. This is a chess match, and there's going to be a pinch hitter that comes in. We'll see who gets announced. You get a good look in there. We'll see if we can get a number. Those numbers, I guess it's that black number against the purple background, and looks to be number 7 is what we believe. And so we'll look back on the lineup that we have. And this would be Isis Miley. ISIS Miley. Ground ball over to third. Kinsey's got it across the diamond, and one pitch, one out to the pinch hitting Miley, and that will do it. But the damage done there on the Blackwell bunt, and then able to get around and get herself thrown out and sacrifice and give up the run, and that one run is the difference in this one. We'll be back for the bottom of the 8th when we come back. Addie Wright leads things off for the Lady Eagles. It is 4-5-6. Addie Wright, Kate Perotti, and Abby Claire Fingleton due up to try to keep things going for the Lady Eagles and get them back into it. They had a battle back with some grit and get one with 2 outs in the bottom half of the 7th. And these teams have both been taking pretty good shots at each other in this one. It has been a well-played ball game. That one down the line and fouled into the banner that says Kaylee Methvin. Got their 2 senior banners. There you see Kaylee, and make our way over, and Sawyer. Seniors that have been a big part of this Menard sports scene. That one off the plate, and the ball and a strike. Johnson working her 8th inning of work. That one is lifted where we're at, center field. Tracking it is Cannon, and she'll gather that routine one in, and 1 up, 1 down. Kate Perotti, the catcher, stepping in. She was hit by a pitch her last at-bat. Johnson gets the signal and looks in and ready to go and fires this one. In there for strike 1. Perotti needing to get something going. You don't want to have to start another 2-out rally. That one in the dirt near that back foot again. That's the one that she was hit on her last at-bat an inning ago. That one over towards second's going to bounce around there. Little flip from Tannehill over to Kilpatrick, and that is out number 2. And that's going to leave it up to Abby Claire Fingleton here as the wind is really starting to gust in. Johnson has been the deal today, has just given up the one unearned run, has struck out 12, we believe. Let's get back over there and we'll get clarification officially on that. Johnson, 12 strikeouts now. Or 11, correction, 11. That's why I don't let my mind tell me what to do. They'll go in and the pinch hitter there coming in. That is Parker Albanian that will come in to pinch hit. That's who that is. One ball and no strikes. Ground ball over towards third is going to roll foul, and that'll even things up at a ball and a strike. So the Lady Eagles were down to their last out an inning ago, trailing by a run. They came back and tied it up, give up one in the top of the 8th, and now find themselves down to their final out here in this one as well, as Johnson set to face the pinch hitting Parker Albanian. Watches that one go for strike 2. And now the Lady Eagles down to their final strike in this one. We will see this Sterlington team up in Quitman again next week. This weekend, as a matter of fact. Swung on and missed it down on strikes, and a Sabine State Bank strikeout ends it. Congratulations, Ainsley Johnson, our LV 5K player of the game. 12 strikeout performance that ended it. Boy, it was an interesting ball game. A lot of fun in this one, a lot of stuff going on, but it ends 3-2, and no moral victories, you know that. But Coach Turney's got to be proud of the way his team scrapped, as does Coach Tannehill. Coach Tannehill and that Sterlington Lady Panthers team comes out with a 3-2 victory on this one. Lady Eagles back home tomorrow night against Rapides in a district contest. We won't have that one for you. We will be up the road on one. Eagles baseball comes back Wednesday night. You'll be able to see that here. I think Tioga and Ash baseball is tomorrow night, so you'll want to catch that. But 3-2, your final score, and that'll wrap it up here from our NDI Heating and Cooling Game of the Week. You saw a good one. Sterlington 3, Holy Savior Menard. Congratulations, Ainsley Johnson. You are our LV 5K player of the game. Guys, that'll do it. We appreciate you being a part of all of this. Thanks to our sponsors. You see them rotating up in that top corner. That'll